An introduction to Vedas and Shri Veda Bharathi. Vedas embody the eternal values of India's great civilization. The Mauryan and Gupta empires might have become a part of ancient history. The ruins of Nalanda and Takshashila might have become a subject matter of archaeology, but the knowledge and wisdom contained in the Vedas are a source of inspiration for millions in the past, present, and future. With a view to providing a broader understanding regarding the earlier position of Vedas vis-a-vis their present status, this presentation is prepared. The presentation contains 3 parts. Part 1. Comprehensive description of original Vedic literature. Part 2. Threats to the Vedic system today. And Part 3. Solutions and plan of action. Part 1. Status of Vedic literature. As per tradition, the divine syllable Om is the source of all Vedas. The penance and sacrifices of innumerable sages resulted in the discovery of millions of mantras. They were segregated into Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. Vedic branches. Sage Vedavyasa could foresee that it would not be possible to study the entire set of Vedic mantras by any single individual. Hence, in the period towards the end of Dwapara Yuga and the beginning of Kali Yuga, he and his disciples subdivided the 4 Vedas into 1131 shakhas, that is branches, for the sake of convenience. They were further elaborated through several Upavedas like Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, and Gandharva Veda. Expansion. With a view to explaining their contents and structures, Vedangas and Darshanas were written. They were further elucidated through Smritis, Itihasas, Puranas, Bhashyas, and several other books on extensive sets of topics for the benefit of mankind, rishis of past and present times. The great sages, to whom we should be thankful, form a galaxy and include versatile personalities like Vasishtha, Vishwamitra, Vedavyasa, Jaimini, Adi Shankara, Ramanuja, Madhva, Vidyaranya, Sayana, and a host of others. This Vedic legacy was carried forward in the last century also by stalwarts like Swami Dayananda, Aurobindo, Kanchi Paramacharya, and several others. An interesting aspect is that several Western scholars also made dedicated attempts over the past 3 centuries to explore the significance of Vedas. Teaching methodology. Our great sages evolved unique methods for preservation and propagation of both the Vedic Shabda and Vedic literature. They introduced the Gurukul system, wherein the student gets the instruction from his teacher through oral recitation with precision up to the last syllable. The Vedic Shabda, thus preserved with absolute purity through perseverance for several millennia, reached our generation. Centers of learning and medium of preservation. While most of the teaching took place in ashrams and villages, there were universities also, accommodating more than 10,000 students each. Several other huge segments of literature, like commentaries and monographs, were preserved through recordings on the medium of palm leaves for several centuries. Thus, the Vedic literature became vast in spread, huge in size, and deep in content. Part 2. Vedic Learning in Crisis. It is ironical that such a great system had to face challenges from internal dissension. It had to encounter several external onslaughts too. Lakhs of palm leaf books were piled up and burnt to ashes for months together. A large extent of the remaining have decayed in course of time due to the brittle nature of this media. Shift in the value system. Lastly, during the past 2 centuries, there is a definite shift in the value system in India. While dharma was accepted and practiced as the nucleus of the society earlier, money earning has become the nucleus of the present society. This resulted in the neglect of Vedic studies and consequently resulted in the fall of moral standards. Number of Vedic branches earlier and now. As a result, Rig Veda has only 2 branches as against the earlier 21. Yajur Veda has 6 as against 101 branches. Sama Veda has only 3 compared to the earlier 1000 branches, and Atharva Veda has only 2 against 9 branches. Thus, we are left with only 13 Veda Shakhas as against 1131 branches. Out of these 13 also, only 7 are being studied in different parts of the country. The remaining 6 are traceable in script form only. There are no teachers and students for these branches. As of now, some of the 7 branches are chanted by very few aged scholars. There are no students for them. These branches may also disappear forever. Thus, more than 99% of Vedic literature has disappeared, leaving less than 1% behind. However, it is opined world over that even this small remaining literature itself is huge enough for spiritual practice and scientific research. Thus, it is regrettable to note that such a rich heritage is facing the threat of extinction. Part 3. Strategies for Preservation and Propagation. Realizing the dangers posed to the Vedic system, several institutions and individuals have announced several schemes for preservation of Vedic studies. As part of these measures, Vedic schools have been restarted. Printing of Vedic texts has been taken up. Scanning and microfilming of palm leaf books are being carried out. The Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam's authorities have been doing a great service for the past several decades by taking care of the Vedic scholars. With the support of the available Pandits, TTD initiated the audio recording of Vedas in 1980 and could capture about 1000 hours of the Vedic Shabda into audio cassettes. Similarly, Shri Kishan Lal Sharada from Nasik of Maharashtra recorded some portions of Shukla Yajur Veda into video cassettes. Efforts are being made by several other organizations also on similar lines. Vedic schools. The TTD Veda Pathashala at Dharmagiri on the hills of Tirumala. The Malladi Trust Veda Pathashala at Madipadu on the banks of river Krishna. Centuries-old Veda Pathashalas at Razol and Kapileswarapuram on the banks of Godavari river. Shri Devi Veda Vidyalayam at Sri Sailam and Veda Bhavan in Hyderabad are few of the Vedic institutes striving for preservation of Veda Sabda. Limitations of efforts. While these efforts deserve to be lauded without any hesitation, it is observed that they are not adequate to meet the challenges. Availability of modern technologies. As on date, the electronic media have huge storage facilities for preserving billions of characters of data. Hence, it is recommended to avail the advances of modern technologies and create a computer database for all the available Vedic Shabda and Vedic literature for their effective preservation and for an integrated solution. Formation of Shri Veda Bharathi, a historical necessity. Considering all these aspects, Shri Veda Bharathi Hyderabad was registered as a public charitable trust in 1994 with the following prime objectives. 1. Preservation of Vedic Shabda and Vedic literature using computer technology. 2. Correlation of Vedic sciences with modern sciences. The Governing Council and Trust Board of Shri Veda Bharathi have several distinguished scholars, scientists, social workers and administrators drawn from all over the country. Services of Dr. Remella Avadhanulu. The works of Shri Veda Bharathi are conducted under the guidance of a highly qualified and reputed computer professional and Vedic scholar, Dr. Remella Avadhanulu. Work done by Shri Veda Bharathi thus far. Vedic recordings. Shri Veda Bharathi has thus far carried out recording of thousands of hours of Vedic chantings and brought out edited matter onto digital media. The outcome of the project will be multimedia digital records. Given the resources, the work can be distributed among several teams and completed expeditiously. Publications. Shri Veda Bharathi has also carried out extensive research in Vedas and published several books, of which a few are Science and Technology in Vedas and Shastras, the book Bharatiya Ganita Shastra Charitra, Vedas and Computers, Propagation of Vedic Knowledge through TV channels. Hundreds of lectures by Dr. Avadhanulu on Veda Ganitam and Veda Vijnanam are appreciated by thousands of viewers as being highly educative. National and international conferences. Simultaneously, Shri Veda Bharathi has organized several national and international seminars on various aspects of Vedic wisdom. Appreciations from the President and the Prime Minister of India and others. The former President of India, Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma, lauded the efforts of Shri Veda Bharathi in 1995 and called it an excellent work. He further appreciated the project of computerization of Vedas as first of its kind in the world. While releasing the first batch of Vedic CD-ROMs in April 2000, the then Prime Minister of India, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, remarked that indeed a dream has come to be true. Awards. Dr. Avadhanulu was honored with the coveted award of Sanskrita Mitra by Government of India in 2003 and with the award of Vachaspati, Doctorate in Literature by Rashtriya Sanskrit Vidyapitha Tirupati in 2015. The Vedic Mathematics TV program received the Golden Nandi Award from the Government of Andhra Pradesh for the year 2008. Blessings of Swamijis. Shri Veda Bharathi was blessed by Shri Shankaracharyas of Sringeri and Kanchi and several other saints and Swamijis. Pranams to great Vedic scholars. The project of preservation and propagation of Vedic knowledge could get the support of several great Vedic scholars. The list of such great personalities include Mahamahopadhyay Shri Dongare Vireshwara Krishna Shastri, Mahamahopadhyay Shri Remella Surya Prakash Shastri, Mahamahopadhyay Shri Sannidhanam Lakshmi Narayan Murthy Shastri, Mahamahopadhyay Professor Pullela Sri Ramachandraru, Sangha Veda Vidvanmani Shri Ramaswamy Ghanapati, Jyotisha Sarvabhauma Shri C.B.V. Subramanya Shastri and several others. We record our gratitude and pranams to all of them. Appeal. Thus, Shri Veda Bharathi has just made a beginning, but an absolutely necessary beginning. Shri Veda Bharathi is confident that it can be completed successfully with the dedication of the well-prepared youth and with the cooperation and encouragement of all. We request that everyone should voluntarily take part in preservation and propagation of this great knowledge of our motherland. Really, it will be an endowment in the name of Almighty. May God bestow His grace on all of us and our well-wishers. Twadiyam vastu Govinda tubhyameva samarpaye. O Govinda, your object is dedicated to yourself. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.